In this lesson we're gonna review several key combinations that will allow us to quickly work with particular elements in a source code. Classes, loops, if statements, parameters, and so on. Right away I'm gonna paste several mappings in here and we're gonna go through them one by one. And let's start with the first pair, intended to be used with classes. And to demonstrate these mappings, I'm going to generate dummy class at the bottom of this file. And for example, let's say I need to remove this whole class, including its name. And for that, I'm going to press D, which stands for delete, followed by AC, which means around class. And the whole class, including its name, will be removed. Next one, in order to change internals of this class, I'm going to press CIC. We're gonna remove everything inside this class and the insert mode will be activated. If I need to only select the internals of this class without doing anything else, I can press VIC and the highlighting will appear on the internals of this class. Then if I need to select this class including its name, I'm gonna press VAC. In this case, this combination stands for Visual Around Class. Alright, moving on to the next set of shortcuts intended to be used with if statements. I'm going to quickly create an if statement in here to demonstrate these shortcuts. And for example, if we need to select internals of this if statement, I'm going to press VII, which stands for Visual Inside If Statement. As you can see, highlighting appears at the body of this if statement, but if I need to select the whole if statement, including its condition, I'm gonna press VAI. I'm primarily demonstrating these shortcuts on the example of the selection, but it works with all other operations as well, such as deleting, changing, yanking. Let's move on to another set of shortcuts intended to be used with for loops. I'm going to create for a loop at the bottom of this file and let's press the first shortcut. In this case, I would like to change the internals of this for loop and I'm going to press CIL, which stands for Change Inner Loop. To be able to remove this whole loop statement, I can press DAL, which stands for Delete Around Loop. Moving on to another set of shortcuts which will help us to work with function and method calls. So for example, if I'm gonna position my cursor on top of this method call and press VIM, which stands for Visual Inside Method, I'm gonna select internals of this call, which means only the parameter. And if I'll need to select the whole method call, I'm gonna press VAM instead. Let's try it one more time. If I'm gonna change the argument of this expression which is getting returned from this function, I'm gonna press CIM. And if I'd like to do something with the whole return statement, I will press VAM first to put selection on top of this return expression, and then I can do any other operation. With the help of the next pair of keyboard shortcuts, we're gonna be able to work with blocks. And just because bodies of functions are also considered blocks, we can easily do all kinds of things with internals of functions. So if I'll press VIB, it will select the internal of this block, in other words, the whole body of this function. Let's try one more time on the next function. After pressing VIB, I'm gonna get the whole body of this function selected. But of course, blocks are not only function of bodies. If I'm going to add curly braces to this if statement and then press VIB, then the block of this if statement will be selected. Or if I'll need to select the whole if statement, including its condition, I'm gonna press VAB. Everything works as expected. Moving on to the next pair. And for this one, I'm gonna create the function with several arguments at the bottom. And let's see how those keyboard shortcuts will allow us to quickly work with function arguments. Let's say I'm gonna need to quickly change certain argument. Let's press CAA, which stands for Change Around Argument. So in this case, the third parameter has been removed, including its surrounding commas. or if I need to just visually select certain parameter, for that I'm gonna press VAA. If I have to only select parameter name along with its type without commas, I'm gonna press VIA. Sometimes it's also useful to work with comments. To demonstrate the following shortcuts, I'm going to create several comments at the bottom of this file. And now let's try the first shortcut of that pair. As you can see, after pressing VA/, I'm gonna get the whole comment selected. For some reason, another shortcut doesn't work for me, which is supposed to select internals of this comment. So in my case, I'm always getting the whole comment selected after pressing VA/. Moving on to the next shortcut, and by using this shortcut, we can easily work with any statements in a source code, with for loops, if statements, function declarations, and so on. If I need to quickly remove this if statement, I'm gonna press DAS. Next one, let's say I need to select the current if statement, I'm gonna press VAS. Or if I need to select the whole function declaration, I'm going to press VAS while having my cursor on top of this function signature. It also works with return statements. If I press VAS, I'm gonna get this return statement selected. Alright, as for the next set of shortcuts, they let us quickly work with assignments. Let's find an example of an assignment. I'm gonna put my cursor on top this line with assignment and try to press VGA equal sign, and this whole assignment will be selected. If I need to select only the left part of this assignment, I'm gonna press VGL equal sign. Or if I need to select the right part of this assignment, for that I'll have to press VGR equal sign. In the same way, we can also work with return expressions. So the next pair allows us to work with expressions returned from functions, including or excluding return keyword. I'm gonna press VIR, which stands for visual inside return, and I will get this whole expression selected. If I need to also include return keyword, I'm gonna press VAR, which stands for visual around return. And finally, we have reached the last pair, and this one allows us to work with regular expressions in a source code. I'm going to generate regular expression and demonstrate those shortcuts. So for example, if I need to select the internal part of this regular expression, I'm gonna press VIZ. And if I need to also include slashes in the selection, I'm gonna press VAZ. We have reviewed several keyboard shortcuts that allow us to work with certain elements in a source code. By using these shortcuts, we can easily delete, yank, change, and select individual elements in a source code. The link to the repository with this configuration file will be in the video description.